Formula One. Dutch Grand Prix qualifying. Oscar Piastri gets pole with the smallest margin, 0.02 seconds over Lando Norris, and yeah, it was very very close. I think all weekend. By the way, practice means F all. By the way, I don't know why some people pay attention to it. People say, "Oh, the guy who finishes first in practice doesn't mean it means he will do well in the qualifying race." No, it means F all. Um, but Norris has looked good all weekend. It's a track that he's quite good at. He won comfortably last year there, and he was very good this weekend. But he got, I would say, not slapped, but got beaten by his teammate over the smallest of margin, 0.012 seconds. Very close. Piastri gets pole. Um, Norris had a chance to improve in the second run in because Piastri did improve, but Norris didn't. I think maybe that's because of the wind and the conditions, which again affected the McLaren again to some extent, like in Hungary, but this time they got away with it. Um, but yeah, another 1-2 for McLaren. Piastri gets pole, but I think the race is very, very still there. I think Oscar beats Paul. Oscar beats Lando on pole. Great lap by Piastri to get that pole to, edge Land over the smallest margin. But the race is today. The race is today. Long way to go. The points are scored in the race. I've heard people say that the guy who gets pole in Zandvoort always wins the race. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all because records are there to be broken. So it means nothing. this statistic. But anyway, Piastri, great lap from him. Norris, yeah, I thought he did very well, but made the smallest margin made the difference in the end. Verstappen, I thought he looked good, and obviously Red Bull were nowhere in the practice yesterday, in Friday, sorry. But on Saturday they've improved, as they always do. um, and Verstappen did well. At some point he was fastest in sector 2, and maybe we all thought maybe it could be consideration on pole, maybe split the two McLarens, maybe be in second position or go for pole, because he's Verstappen, he can do anything. Um, but in third position, uh, decent lap, and good from him to get third position. Isaac Hadjar, fourth position, fantastic performance once again from him. Another great performance from him. Wow, amazing. Brilliant performance from Isaac Hadjar, beating the Ferraris, beating Russell. Fantastic from another fantastic performance by Hadjar, and right behind Verstappen as well. So yeah, brilliant performance from Isaac Hadjar. Quality. I mean, I think he's been the best rookie of this season so far, in my opinion. You could say Bortoletto, but I think Hadjar over the whole season has been the most consistent. Bortoletto, I think from Austria until Hungary, he's been very good, but that's 4 race period. Whereas I think Hadjar for the whole campaign period has been more consistent, the most consistent. And tonight had a good start to the season, but then I would say from Imla he's been a poor on form, except Canada where he picked up the podium. Sorry. But Hadjar, fantastic performance for him once again, and I just hope he doesn't get that second Red Bull seat. I don't think it will be this season because I don't think Red Bull are going to change another driver, but I just hope he doesn't get that Red Bull second seat next season, because that second seat is cursed, and I don't want him to take that seat. I think the benefit of him is to still be in that Red Bull, second VCAP seat, and then wait for other team to come, just like Gasly did. Gasly was in a couple of years at AlphaTauri, and then he went to Alpine. I think Aja should wait for a team to come in and try to buy him, like a good team to try to buy him, like an Aston Martin. Who knows? Because let's be honest, nobody wants to be in that second Red Bull seat. Nobody. So yeah, and Russell and Hadjar should not take it. But yeah, Russell 5th position, 2 Ferraris 6th and 7th. Lawson, I thought he had a again, very very good performance. Maybe a bit, he could be a bit annoyed because he's got out qualified by his teammate who finished fourth. But again, another good performance for him. Very good performance again. Q3 again from him, and Vikab have looked fantastic again this weekend, like they did in Hungary. 7th, 9th position. I qualified his teammate. He did well. Aston Martin, I mean, they looked very good on Friday, but yesterday they regressed. 10th for Alonso, and the crash Stroll he had 20th position. Antonelli once again out in Q2. Um, Albon not a good qualifying performance from him. Haas had an absolute shocker. Um, but yeah, like so Noda out in Q2. Not surprised. But Tonelli again out in Q2. I mean, he's had so many, Q2, Q1 exits, and the pressure is building him. I mean, we said before the summer break that if any driver needs a summer break, it's Kimi Antonelli to redeem himself, to recharge himself, to come back stronger. But he's again, he had a difficult qualifying performance, and he also, I think he had an incident in Friday in the practice. The pressure is building on him, and I think I've heard people say that maybe Mercedes have made a mistake on signing him too early. I think that maybe they should have put him in a Williams or a team that is an engine to Mercedes, like a Williams or I don't know, to Alpine for next year or whatever, and then Mercedes could sign him like they did with George Russell and Bottas. To some extent, kind of, I agree. I kind of agree. But I think Toto, he really loves him. He really loves Antonelli, and he said he's a long-term investment. So I think he wants to try Antonelli first to see what are his weaknesses, what are his strengths, what he can do, and to make him improve next year. Because let's not forget, next year is this new set of regulations. So I think Toto, as he said that before the start of this season, he's happy to accept the Antonelli is going to make mistakes, etc. Especially a year before the next the new regulations coming in. So yeah. But yeah, let's see what happens. But hopefully Antonelli has a good race. But yeah, my prediction for the race. To be honest, in Zandvoort is not easy to overtake because except the first corner, the first turn, there's not many corners you can overtake. I think the race could be started. It's a bit like Hungary, It's a bit like Hungary. However, the race can be decided by strategy. Strategy can be important. Saving tires can be important. And especially it's going to be a two-stop race. It's not going to be like in the past years in Van Zandvoort where it's a one-stop race. It's going to be a two-stop race. Last year, sorry. It's going to be a two-stop race. So I think that could make a difference. And obviously Lando, he benefit from that strategic point of view by winning the race against Oscar in Hungary. So if Lando can't overtake Oscar, if Lando struggles to overtake Oscar for 20 laps, 15 laps, then he can use something else. However, Oscar will know that. So let's see. Do both drivers go with the same strategy or not? Let's see what happens. Let's see. But I think except like I said, the first corner is going to be difficult to overtake. So I think the strategy point of view is going to be very very important. And yeah, let me look at the. So if you look at the Pirelli expected pit stop strategies and windows, if you go one stop strategy, you have to make a pit stop from medium to hard 28th to 34th lap, and then strategy 2 soft, hard, medium 19th 90th lap 55th two pit stop strategy. Another two pit stop strategy is starting with the medium and then going with the hard and then another hard, and then the last strategy, which is a one stop strategy where you start with the hard and then you change into mediums. So I think maybe if Lando struggles to overtake Oscar, I think he's gonna try that strategy one. That he's gonna start with mediums. I don't think he's gonna start on hards. Impossible. He's gonna start on mediums from first lap to 28th. I think he's gonna, if he struggles to overtake Oscar, then he's gonna wait for laps, for example, and then try that one-stop strategy as he did in Hungary, and try to win. But Oscar will not that. Let's not forget that. So it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting. However, I heard something from Lando that kind of struck me a bit, or maybe confused. He said that let me get what he said. Yeah, let me because I heard something that made me confused. Yeah, so he said the only chances he takes the lead tomorrow is just turn one. After that, there aren't many opportunities, especially with the team rules. There's not much I can do. When he says especially the team rules, what's he talking about? Is he talking about the first driver getting the preference? Like, because let's be honest, Lando sometimes when he's been an Oscar, sometimes he's this season, sometimes he's second position, sometimes he's third, sometimes he's fourth, you know. But this race is gonna be different. It's gonna be different. So let's see. Listen. I don't want the race to be decided by, because this is what McLaren do. They try to split the drivers. They don't want to see them constantly fighting. You never saw Mercedes do that with Rosberg and Hamilton. So I don't know why McLaren. They're both fighting for world championship, and I think Lando should be like, no, screw the rules. I fight for world championship. Screw the rules. You know. I think he should try a strategy. Try something by himself, as he did in Hungary. So why pay attention to the team rules? You know, screw the team rules. And why McLaren get involved in this? You've already won the constructors. What do you want? I don't understand. Like, so I think, you know, I just hope that the race doesn't get decided by this nonsense, the team rules. Because I don't like this. I want to see race car. I want to see wheel-to-wheel action. I want to see, you know, those drivers being close. I want to see fairness. Not like, oh, splitting the two drivers out because we don't want to see them fighting. They did it in Austria. They did it in Belgium. Like, stop. They tried to do it in Silverstone as well. So stop doing this, McLaren. You're not helping this. You've won the constructors. Stop it. But anyway. But my prediction, I think it's gonna depend on. I think the guy who wins the race is gonna. In my opinion, the guy who leads the race in turn one after the first lap, I think he's gonna win the race because, like I said, after except the first corner, it's difficult to overtake in Zandvoort, a bit like Hungary. So I think because of this, you know, nonsense team rules that McLaren want to do, I heard from Lando. But great lap from. By the way, great lap from Oscar. He managed to come back despite being behind Lando most of this weekend, even though practice doesn't mean much. It's gonna depend. It's gonna depend on who's gonna lead after the first lap. My prediction, I think Oscar's gonna win it. I think it's gonna be very, very difficult to. It's gonna be very difficult for Max. Maybe Max if he leads after turn one, because we all know Max can do something magic in this kind of overtaking things, as he did in Imola over Piastri. But my prediction, I'm going for Oscar Piastri win, second position Lando Norris, third position Max Verstappen. And more on Liverpool vs Arsenal preview. Sorry to switch the topic. I think Liverpool will go for it. I think they'll attack. They'll try to score goals, create opportunities, but they'll leave themselves vulnerable defensively. So I think this is Arsenal that can capitalize on. So, but it's going to be interesting how Arteta approaches that game. Is he going to approach it more cautiously? Is he going to sit back and try to play on the counter attack, or he's going to try to go for it at first, and when he gets the goal, gets that lead, he's going to try to defend. So let's see how Arteta. It's going to be very key how Arteta approaches that game. So, Mikel Arteta approaches that game. So, yeah, and on his slot, obviously his team and will try to attack. So with the likes of Salah, Ekitike, Vollen Wirtz, the threats they have in attack, they'll try to attack. So. Yeah. Thank you guys. I wish you have a nice day. See you tomorrow for another video, and have a nice day. Goodbye.